Dear students, if you are preparing for NEET, you can understand how the weightage was across chapters subject-wise. Let us see for physics. In case of physics for the last 3 years, 2023, 24, 25, let's see how the weightage of questions across chapters, 1 units and measurements. In 23, there was 1 question from the chapter, 24, 3 questions and 25, 2 questions. And motion in 1D, 23, 1 question, 24, 2 questions, 25, 2 questions again. Motion in 2D, 23, 2 questions, 24, 3 questions and 25, there was no question. Laws of motion, 23, 1 question, 24, there was no question and 25, there were 3 questions. Work per energy, 23, 2 question, 24, 1 question, 25, 2 questions. Gravitation, every year, 23, 24, 25, 2 questions each. System of particles and rotational dynamics, 23, 1 question, 24, 2 questions, 25, 2 questions. Thermodynamics, 23, 1 question, 24, 2 questions and 25, 1 question again. Kinetic theory of gases, 23, 1 question, 24, 1 question, 25, 2 questions. Mechanical properties of solids, 23, 1 question, 24, 3 questions, 25, there was no question. Mechanical properties of fluids, 23, 3 question, 24, 1 question, 25, 2 questions. Thermal properties of matter, 23, 24, there was no question and 25, there was 1 question. Oscillation, 23, there was 1 question, 20, 24, there were 2, 25, again 2 questions. Waves in 23, 24, we didn't have questions and 25, there was 1 question. Electric charges and fields, we had 3 questions in 23, 1 question in 24 and again 1 question in 25. Electrostatics and capacitance, we had 3 questions in 2023, 24, we had 4 questions and again in 25, we had only 3 questions. Current electricity, we have 3 questions in 2023, 4 questions in 24 and 4 questions again in 2025. Magnetic effects of current, 2 questions in 23, 2 questions in 24 and 2 questions again in 25. Magnetism, there was no question in 23, 24 we had 3 questions, 25 there was no question again. EMI, we had 1 questions in 23, 24 and 25 there was no question. AC, we had 3 questions in 2023, 24 there was no question, 25 we had 1 question. EM waves, 1 question in 23, 24 1 question and 25 we had 2 questions. Dual nature and photoelectric effect, we had 1 question in 23, 1 question in 24 and 3 questions in 25. Atoms, 3 questions in 23, 2 questions in 24 and 1 question again in 25. Nuclei, 1 question in 23, 1 question in 24 and there was no question in 2025. Wave optics, we had 1 question in 2023, 3 questions in 2024 and 2 questions in 2025. Ray optics and optical instruments, we had 2 questions every year. Solids and semiconductors, we had 3 questions in 23, 24 and 2 questions in 2025.